Hello, this is Friday, October 18th, 2024. This is a sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker coming to you from Lexington, Kentucky, USA. Weather today, the high will be up to 67, almost 6 degrees higher than yesterday. Currently, the temperature sits at 38 and feels like 38. We have a frost advisory from Friday, 12 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time until Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Abundant sunshine, highs in the upper 60s and lows in the upper 30s. Temperatures, like I say, a little bit higher than yesterday. Sunrise, 7:50 a.m. Sunset, 6:55 p.m. Wind, 1 mile per hour, and the AQI is moderate at 54. Pollen is moderate. As I said, this is a sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe here on YouTube, my channel. As I said, this is a sideshow, bringing you news and events of the day, Friday, October 18th. I'm going to tell you ahead of time that for some odd reason, it's just all crime and drama today. Crime and drama. So before we get into that, sports, Liberty versus Lynx. Game 3 of 5, WNBA, Liberty 80, Lynx 77 for Game 3. LA Lakers versus Phoenix, 128-122, final score. LA Lakers. Soccer, Mexico versus USA, 2-0. Mexico for the win. So as I said, crime and drama. So might as well go ahead and get this one started. If you remember, maybe a couple of months ago, T.I.'s son, King Harris, there was some videos circulating about him talking about standing on business, and it was a little bit humorous, but you know, young people being young people, the phrase kind of carried on for a little bit and then it kind of faded away. Well, T.I.'s son, King Harris, is in the news again. And I'm doing this not, I being a parent of 3 sons, can sympathize, and I'm not taking a holier than thou attitude about any parent with their children. So I'm just going to give you the article. It's dated from October 16, 2024, out of Atlanta, Fox 5, Atlanta. Dunwoody, Georgia. Atlanta rapper T.I.'s son Clifford King Harris Jr. was arrested in Dunwoody on Monday. According to jail records, there was a warrant out for King's arrest in Pickens County for failure to appear in court. He was charged in August 2022 with speeding, knowingly driving a motor vehicle on a suspended license, and driving under the influence of drugs. So that would have made him about 17 at the time. Probably didn't have his license a full year. In September 2024, there was an arraignment notice returned and a bench warrant issued. The day after he was arrested in Dunwoody and taken to the DeKalb County Jail, King was released to Pickens County, and there was a recall ordered for the bench warrant. His current status is unknown. Fox 5 Atlanta is working to learn more about this case. So recently also, T.I. announced that he would not be doing any more performances related to his music. He didn't need the money. But as with so many celebrities, he has a podcast going, other things going, and is the father of more than just one child. Him and his wife tiny. So, being as that Clifford, aka King, is only 19, we kind of wrap this up to mistakes do happen, but the idea is that they don't get repeated. According to modern numbers and reports, usually there is a period of about 2 years for something like this to kind of like fade away with no other involvement with breaking of the law or law enforcement or anything else like that. So it's kind of like, it's a mistake, but you have to understand that it cannot be like a repeated thing. And it's important when you have other siblings watching you that you let them know that that you have learned from that mistake. And I'm quite sure in this particular instance, with T.I. being your father, that he'd be the first one to tell you that a mistake can be just a mistake and you can move on from it. But the idea is, to take advantage and to show people, and especially your parents who have the most concern and responsibility for your welfare, that you are interested in, quote unquote, doing the right thing. So, in this instance, my comments are based on the fact that it takes a village to raise a child. So, the fact that when you were doing Stand On Business, T.I. showed up and was part of that same video sequence shows that he's aware of what's going on to a certain degree and realizes that you are his child. So, there we have it. Next one. Judge reportedly drops $1.7 million lawsuit judgment against Cat Williams. This is dated from a couple of years ago. An employee of Cat Williams claims that he assaulted her verbally and physically in some form or fashion, but there was no police report or hospital report to verify the same. So it has been in court processes for a while, but the judge has finally dropped the lawsuit that was brought against him due to lack of evidence. Cat Williams had his name up in lights there with Shannon's Shay Shay Club when he was dropping a lot of hot tidbits about Hollywood and what goes on and what he participates in and stays away from. Next one. Israel says it has killed Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar in Gaza. Now this kind of brings back up because we're still in October, and October 7th marked the 1-year anniversary of Israel being attacked and their young people being attacked at a concert, young being 30 and younger. And I'd never seen any footage of it, and I just, presumed that they were inside a building, more like a rave type thing, if you're familiar with how music concerts go. And I didn't really give it any more thought. But here recently, this week, I saw video footage of it, and it actually was outdoors, more like a Woodstock type thing for most of us that are familiar with that, or any outdoor grassy knoll concert type deal. And that's where they were at when they were attacked. So it puts a different slant on the perspective of what went on. Next one, here's what Chris Brown had to say about the petition fighting to ban his South Africa concerts. Chris Brown has responded to a petition looking to ban him from performing a pair of concerts in South Africa later this year, scheduled for December. A women's rights advocacy group launched a petition that had nearly 40,000 signatures as of press time on Wednesday, October 16th. And C. Breezy, I had to stop and say, ooh, C. Breezy, who is C. Breezy? Anyway, I guess that's another AKA Chris Brown, C. Breezy, hopped into the Women for Change Instagram comments with an unfazed reply to their efforts. Can't wait to come, Brown wrote with the heart emoji. Next one. Again, like I said, crime and drama today. The list of famous people will appear in the sexual assault lawsuits against Sean Diddy Combs. Okay, I'm just going to do the names. The article's kind of extensive and gives more details, but here we go. Some suits include allegations against other known figures, but not all are listed as defendants. So, here we go. R&B singer Aaron Hall, listed as a defendant. Because I was thinking before when I was trying to research it, that somebody's name had been listed as a defendant with Diddy, but I couldn't find it until now, so that's one of the people. Music producer Harvey Pierre, actor Cuba Gooding Jr. listed as a defendant. Justin Theodore Combs, 30-year-old son of Sean Combs, listed as a defendant. Jacob the Jeweler, rapper Young Miami, listed as a defendant. DJ and producer Stevie J, singer Carlina Harper, who along with Dawn Richards Combs made the three members of Diddy's Dirty Money in 2011 musical group. Interscope Records co-founder Jimmy Iovine witnessed Combs assault Cassie Ventura. And again, in this article, this kind of graphic, one occasion where there was a witness. Apparently, Sean grabbed some scalding hot eggs and threw them at Cassie and then hit her in the stomach, doubling her over, and then dragged her upstairs, according to one report. Universal Music Group CEO Lucian Grange was listed as defendant, but he has been removed. So that's the list as it stands right now. Present for some things that were going on and defendants. Next, NFL extends partnership with Jay-Z, Rock Nation for Super Bowl halftime show. This one you might remember. Ex-UK student Sophia Rosen sentenced to jail for racist attack on black student. There was some video accompanied with that. She was intoxicated and making racist comments, etc. So now, the former University of Kentucky student who was banned from campus for a racist attack on a black student has been sentenced to 1 year in jail. Rosen previously pleaded guilty to 4 counts of 4th-degree assault, 1 count of disorderly conduct, and 1 count of public intoxication, according to her attorney, Fred Peters. Fayette Circuit Judge Lucy Van Meter sentenced Rosen to 12 months in the Fayette County Detention Center, 100 hours of community service, and a $25 fine. On to the top stories. Russia confirms it's going to make it more painful for companies to quit the country. Actually, I don't know who might be left there with so many sanctions being in place and so many companies coming away from Russia. I'm not sure who's left. Stuart Varney, Kamala Harris Fox News interview was very revealing. Next one on the top stories. Trump plans to deport millions of immigrants would cost billions. Donald Trump to work the fryers at a Pennsylvania McDonald's on Sunday. That would be this upcoming weekend. Election 2024 swing state polls. Trump leads in Arizona and Georgia. Harris up in North Carolina. Trump speaks at annual Al Smith dinner. Harris sends pre-recorded vid. And continuing with the top stories. Judge in Trump's January 6th case rules additional evidence will be unsealed on Friday. That's today. Again, Israel says Yahya Sinwar, top Hamas leader, killed by troops in Gaza. McConnell, speaking of Mitch McConnell, called Trump despicable and a narcissist. Cried after Capitol riot, new book says. I'm a farmer, and no, Kamala Harris would be a disaster for American agriculture. Well, I'm not really up on the latest stats and figures related to agriculture in this country. I know you have to grow it and transport it to market. So that's the extent of my information currently. I know UK, University of Kentucky, does have an agricultural department, and they have a farm-like area for growing produce and things of that nature. So does Kentucky State in Frankfurt. Also has an agricultural section where they have locally produced products that they use to feed the students that attend their university. Next one, Kentucky woman who shot boyfriend dead as he prepared for date with Miss Ohio, hunting for a new man. Now this one kind of like, what? Anyway, she had been sentenced to life in prison. The prosecution argued that she cold-bloodedly shot her lawyer boyfriend because he wanted to end their relationship. Hubers dialed 911 after the incident and informed the operator, "Ma'am, I killed my boyfriend." Upon arrival, police discovered he had been shot 6 times in the forehead, back, and torso. She alleged that Poston had shoved her and thrown her against furniture just before she fired the initial shot at his face. However, 3 of Hoover's cellmates testified that she bragged about giving Poston the nose job he always wanted and allegedly laughed about his demise. He's very vain, she was recorded saying to the police. One of our last good conversations was about him wanting to get a nose job, and I shot him here. I gave him his nose job he wanted. I broke it. I said crime and drama. Harris says violent crime is down. Trump says it's up. Here's a fact check. And in case you want to really follow up on this, it's by Laura Doan, D-O-A-N, from CBS News 1 day ago. All right? So, as I stated before, depending on where you're drawing your information from, will reflect what information you are passing on. So, in related to Harris's comment, I will give you this excerpt from that article. Experts more commonly refer to the FBI's Uniform Crime Report, which tracks crimes reported to police by participating law enforcement agencies. According to the FBI, the rate of violent crimes, defined as rape, robbery, aggravated assault, and homicide was around 6% lower in 2023 than 2020. Harris claimed that violent crime dropped to a near 50-year low is accurate, according to analysis by Asher. The 2023 violent crime rate is just slightly above the rates reported in 2024 and 2021, which are the lowest since 1970. And in referencing Trump's reference to crime, he did not include homicide in his report, just robbery, assault, and I think one other thing. So that's the difference in how the information was obtained and where it was drawn from. So Friday, October 18, 2024, it's the weekend. As I said, this is a sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker. Do your best to enjoy your weekend. It's the fall of the year. That's it. Hashtag